It's just so annoying when you own a camera. You know what I mean? It's so annoying when you have the right gear. What can I say? It's just annoying when you have the right gear. Um, you know, whatever. It's what we do. It's what we do, but it's also frustrating because, you know, right, like to have the foresight to actually remember to create a thumbnail earlier in the day and to schedule it, right? What do you mean still not working? No, don't say that. Don't say that. I'm here, right? You got audio, you got video, you got me. You can hear me, right? I know. It wouldn't be a Bowser stream if something didn't go wrong, right? Yeah. Demon, I'd like to FO, yeah. Demon, I'd like to FO, yeah. When am I looking to start production? When we get the money. You have to understand, we're not a movie. We are not a real thing yet. We are not a real thing until we hit 500K. You've got to understand, I could wake up on April 2nd, and if we are at 490, all of those dollars say goodbye. And don't think I haven't had that nightmare. I've woken up from that nightmare. Oh, 490. Jesus, it's a real fear. But so if we get the money, I would immediately move into pre-production. I would immediately start assembling a team. I would immediately get people together to start aiming toward a production start date. Would it be cool if we shot in August? Yeah. Would it be cool if we shot in September? Yeah. Because it might be a little spooky. I'm not going to quit. I'm just saying that we've got to get the money. We got to get the money. onyxthemovie.com before we can think about location, production, cast, etc. Oh yeah, so good question, Christian. Was I using any other apps that involved the webcam before starting? A Google Meet. I had a Google meeting. But that was over and it had ended. Jesus Christ, sorry. Grammy boy. Yeah, Grammy boy is here. I know, buddy. But where does the money go to? What do you mean, Flacco? If I don't reach 500, the money, you're not charged until April 2nd. So you've got to remember that. So where does the money go if you don't reach your goal? It never went anywhere. It's still in your pocket. You can pledge right now and it'll be in your pocket until April 2nd. That's what we got to get to. We got to get to 500K by April 2nd. Incentivize the upgrade from 5 to 100. I tell you, hold on, I need to write some of this down. You're saying there's no $100 tier for a nice round $100 tier. You are correct. Let me write that down. Well, I could if I had a pen. Grammy boy, do you have a pen? No? Okay. I've got a pen. I wrote down $100. So I know, Flacco, you don't have to apologize. A lot of people do not know how Kickstarter works. I was wondering if you would make your film Worm on Blu-ray as a tier. Oh, shoot. I hadn't thought of that. I guess I've just been thinking about Onyx stuff. Right? I have a Blu-ray master of Worm, and I've never reproduced it. I know the camera quality. I know this is my MacBook camera. My Logitech is, for some reason, even though this is what's annoying, Logitech was read by YouTube when I did the thumbnail earlier and scheduled this live. Oh, so Semi-Automagic, that is a tier. There is a tier where you get to Zoom with people from set. There's a tier where you get access to a behind-the-scenes Instagram feed the entire time. We got those tiers. We got that B-roll. We got those tiers. Let me turn up this light a little bit because The camera in my laptop is S-H-I-T. The camera in my laptop is S-H-I-T. The camera in my laptop is S-H-I-T. The camera is S-H-I-T. Okay. I had not thought of doing a worm Blu-ray. You know, what's really interesting about all this is that I don't know what people are interested in out of what I've done. So, you know, for somebody to say, why haven't you thought of doing a worm Blu-ray? You know, when a project is done, it's almost like it's just gone. You know, like Worm, we did what we could with Worm and it went where it went, or it didn't go where it didn't go. And now it lives on my YouTube channel. And it's just out of my head then. You know what I mean? Now I'm just like, okay, we just gotta. So, but think about that though. Hold on. What about the shorts too? I could put those on Blu-ray. I don't know if anybody would care. Would anybody care? What if I just did like a Bowser Vids Blu-ray that had like, oh shoot, because there's stuff I own. You know what I mean? Worm Blu-ray. Like I couldn't put Mother Invention on Blu-ray, but Worm Blu-ray and helmet combo, Nate. Yeah. The case is the helmet and it comes like that. It's like when you got a special edition Transformers Blu-ray. How about a green screen background Onyx we could put in our personal video where I have that. Colin, I have that. Hold on. I've this is also something I'm understanding, and this is no fault of anyone's. Please don't. I'm not, but like, it's amazing how many different places you have to say the same information. I've tweeted about this. I've got a link of promotional assets. Check this out. I'm gonna slap this into the chat. I've got a link of a Google Drive link of promotional assets. That's like, download what you want from there. Do you know what I mean? Download what you want from there. There's Onyx on green screen. There's images. There's a trailer. There's an audio trailer. There's the Onyx, the Fortuitous, and the Talisman of Souls title. There's the poster. There's high-res promo images. That link, I mean, take it all. Take it. Are the Arby's boys real? Well, what do you mean? Yeah, they're real. They're real. With Flacco saying, I hope you can make a contract with Netflix. Well, you know, what could be cool is if we make the movie, you know, maybe we could sell it to Netflix. We got to make it good. But I will say, I think we could make a better horror comedy than The Babysitter. That's all. The name Cameo and the Tombstone tiers are not a good marketing idea because most of us do not have unique names. I found over 30 Andrew Bowsers while searching your name on Facebook. Well, but they sold, and we got that. Those tiers sold. So I don't know what you mean by that. They did work. You seem frustrated. I'm not frustrated. What's that? People are getting wacky in chat. You see me when I'm frustrated, and it's very easily read on my face. I'm not frustrated at all. It will be better than Tusk. Netflix would want creative input on the movie. They may want who was I telling this story to? Oh, I won't say what it was, but I know somebody that made a horror film that John, that's a good question. How much of the 500 grand does Kickstarter take? Honestly, you should look at their site because I don't want to misrepresent them. It is it's a percentage that's in between, I think, like 5 to 8, but don't quote me on that. But it's not just so it's the processing fees, but then it is also like they do just take a chunk of the money because it's like, well, that's our fee for being a website that exists that can let you run something like this. So there's two kinds of their fees. It's like 5, and then it's something else for processing. So it can amount to, I think, like 8% or maybe a little more that goes to Kickstarter. But somebody I know, oh, yeah. Christian, we have accounted for the fee in our budget. Yes. While watching the live script read, was the final scene slightly inspired by the Ernest Goes to Jail final bank scene? First of all, that's the best fucking question that anyone's ever asked. No offense to anybody else that has asked a question. But I'm from Laurel. I mean, I'm not from Laurel. I'm from Bowie. Jesus. What are you talking about? I'm from Bowie. And my best friend was from Laurel. That's why I said Laurel. We used to always go to the Laurel Lakes 12 movie theater. That's where I saw Barbed Wire. Laurel Lakes 12. But so wait, what was I talking about? Onyxthemovie.com, onyxthemovie.com, onyxthemovie.com. That's where we gotta go. That's where we gotta go. That's where we gotta go. Do I need to put that in chat? Onyxthemovie.com. Is this how you do it? Is this how I promote? I'm bad at this. Oh, great. I didn't do the HTTPS. So, but wait a minute. What were we talking about? Okay. I had a friend that made a movie. I'm not going to say what movie. The film was financed independently. You could compare it to my project. The film was financed. The link isn't in the description. You know why? Because I scrapped my old link. Oh my gosh. Let me add the link to the description. I scrapped the old link and had to restart this live. And so the description was gone. I am a smart person and I did it right the first time, but I didn't do it right when I relaunched. Okay, now if you refresh, the description should have a link. Onyxthemovie.com, onyxthemovie.com. We are so close to our daily goal. And here's the thing to know. Kickstarter is going to be down for maintenance in 2 hours, which stresses me out. Now look, we're at 388,925, 935. It just went up $10. Let's get to 390 while I'm doing this live. Let's get to 390. I look like a televangelist. Let's get to 390. Can we get to 390? Can I hear 390? Let's get to 390 while I'm doing this live. Why? Because then I might actually relax tonight. That's what might happen. Now I have to edit an Onyx sketch, but then I'll relax. I've told myself when I hit the daily goals, I will relax. Yeah, a certain amount of my headspace is always going to be thinking about the next day. But if we hit 390, arguably there's nothing else I can do for that day. Arguably there's nothing else I should do because we hit 390. So let's get to 390. Right now, let's everybody just tweet out onyxthemovie.com. Instagram one of those images that I put in the Google Drive. Do you see that? There's a square image. Let's just let's just do it. Let's just blast it. 300 of us are here right now. Let's blast out that Onyx promo square. Let's do it. Let's do it. Onyxthemovie.com. Blast it out. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. If 300 of us blasted this out right now, or heck, upload the Onyx trailer that's in that folder on your own social media, or if you've got a YouTube channel, rip it and dip it, as they say. Anyway, back to my story. I had a friend who made a movie independently. You know what, John, that's an interesting question. Will I be paid as an actor? Is that what you're asking? If for me to be in this film? I think I will be paid SAG indie scale. But that's the answer to my question, I guess. Yeah. But I'm not going to take I'm not going to take like a fee that's above scale. I benefit the most if this movie looks the best. So that's what has to happen. That's what has to happen. We've got okay. All right. I had a friend who made a horror film independently, much like this. Buddy, he wants me to leave. He wants me to put his food down and leave. All right. If I do that, I will put the stream okay. Well, there's two things. He might want me to leave so he can go poop, or he might want me to leave so that he can eat. Here's what I'll do. I'll put food down, but I got 315 people here. What if when I go to get his cat food, everybody leaves? And then we don't even get to chat. That's okay. Grammy Boy's the real star. So this is what I'll do. I'll finish this story quickly about my friend that made the horror movie. I will leave the camera on while I feed him. You all can watch him eat, and I just pray that you're all here when I get back. Okay? I'm sorry about the I'm sorry about the cat meowing, making your dogs freak out. Okay. My friend made a horror movie independently. He had private money from like a small production company. The budget was around what my budget is, 500. They might have even made it for 350 to 500. So he made the movie pretty much without any creative influence from any outside source. Even the people that gave them the money were like, just do your thing, you know? Once the movie was done, and I've mentioned this on other live streams, then he went to sell it for distribution, and the distributors had opinions on what should change about the movie. So that's what could happen. And his film eventually went to Shudder, and I believe they wanted some changes made. Now, I don't think he made the changes. But you know what could happen is, say I make the movie, we make it with the money from Kickstarter with no creative influence other than my own brain and my friends that have weighed in this entire time. And then I send it to a place like Shudder, and they're like, you know, if you cut this down by 10 minutes, we'd buy it from you like that. And guess what I would do? Cut it down by 10 minutes. I mean, I talked to other directors and other artists that almost are like looking for friction and that almost pride themselves on being hard to define or being a square peg in a round hole. The irony is that's not me. Anything I've ever made that's too weird or outside of the box, that's only because I've made it independently. If I was hired to direct a Domino's commercial, I'd just direct the hell out of that Domino's commercial. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be like, well, in my Domino's commercial, I want to have some naked witches and then like an insert shot of maggots crawling out of somebody's nipple that opens up like a hatch on the top of a submarine. Why would I do that? And maybe it's because I have the creative outlet of Bowser Vids and Onyx to where when I'm hired for a gig, I don't feel the need to force my DNA on that gig at all. I think there's a natural amount of my DNA that is why I'm being hired that should make its way into the product. But like case in point, I can't say what it is, and I'm not teasing like YouTubers. Can't say what it is, but I am working on a very small animated project purely as a gun for hire. I'm a hired producer. I'm a freelance producer that I'm brought in to run this animated project. And hey, Andrea, chill out. Let Craig watch my show. And thank you, Pozilla. It will have my influence, but I am not forcing my weirdness and my perspective on this animated project. I'm making it as funny as I think it needs to be, but I'm keeping it on the rails and within the boundaries of what this company needs out of the show. Why am I saying that? All to say, if there's a distributor that I think would help get more eyes on Onyx, I will make the film work for them. Now, I'm not going to hack it to pieces and make it something that isn't Onyx, but the movie's going to pretty much be movie. There's only going to be so much you can change. So I'm probably thinking someone's going to ask me to cut 5 minutes. Somebody may want me to cut a joke. You know, could you ADR something in other than Gadget Hack Wrench? You know, and honestly, I'm up for some of that because we got to make the thing that goes the furthest, but keeps its self intact. But I know Onyx well enough now to know just how much I can change, but still keep him intact. So, okay. All right. We got to get food. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. So here's the problem. Because I'm not on my Logitech, you're not going to have as much of a POV. You added 200 to your pledge. Thank you, Mushroom. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. These are all good questions coming in. So, but just hold them because we're going to feed a cat live on YouTube. Is this is what people come for, right? This is why they show up. Okay, here's the thing. You're not going to have as much of a POV. Okay, this wood paneling it just has to be there. It's like extra wood paneling. He comes out here and then he will go down this alleyway. But the problem is, and then he's not going to be in frame. You're not going to be in frame for my stream, buddy. All right. I'll put the food here. You're going to lose him for a second when he comes out here because he's going to be too far out of frame. But then I'll put the food right here. So he's got to come into frame. Okay. Let me go get the cat food. And 6:30 is there is a link in the description, right? I added it. Can you refresh? Yeah. Refresh. You're giving me a panic attack. Onyxthemovie.com. Hey, maybe when I show up with the cat food, we'll be at 390. I don't know. But this is the thing. I have, oh, you know what's funny? Wait, can I watch my own stream from my phone upstairs while I'm waiting for him to eat so I know when he's done eating? Okay, I think I might try that. Wow, this is exciting. I'm going to go get his food. I'll be right back. Please stay in the stream. This is not a waste of your time. This is very purposeful. Onyxthemovie.com. Let's get the movie made. Let's get to 390 today. Grammy Boy's going to make an appearance just for you. He loves all of you. He loves all of you. Let me go get his food. I will be right back. All right. Super exciting. This is once in a lifetime type stuff, people. This is once in a lifetime type stuff. All right. Oh, wow. Oh, shoot. Oh my gosh. How can I be trusted to make a movie if I'm not even trusted to set this up properly, right? Lord. Okay, you'll see him come out up there. And then I'll put his food over here. Okay. Hey, bud. I got your food. Super exciting stuff, y'all. This is the big time. We've made it. We're live streaming, feeding a half feral cat on YouTube. Get ready. Ooh, it's those shreds, buddy. Those shreds. All right, bud. I got your food. It's coming. You see it? Okay. All right. I'm going to go watch the live stream from my from upstairs. Somebody just put 100 in super chat and I wasn't even here. I didn't see it. What was that? Oh no, that was Mushroom from before. Thank you. Okay. How long will this cat be living in the wall? It's not long. Okay, I'm gonna watch from upstairs. LBRB. Ah, fudge. Did I knock the camera? Ah, jeez. Okay. All right, bye. Hey, bud. Hey, bud. Oh, hi. Hi, buddy. I saw you for a little bit. I see your tail still. I see you, buddy. I see your tail still. You're okay, even though I'm here? Yeah, you're just gonna hang out on the ledge. I think that's pretty cool. You can hang out on the ledge while we talk. We're just a couple of crazy Grammy boys down here talking. Yeah, we're just partying, dude. See, you can sit up on your ledge and nobody will bother you. And we can all just party. I see your tail. That's super cute. Let's just party, dude. I'll do my live stream and you can just party. How about that? Wow. I mean, if that wasn't entertainment, I don't know what is. I loved watching it. Because also, I don't know what he does when I know he loves to come out, and I know he does more than eat and poop, because whenever I come back, I see that tail disappear behind the wall. So he likes hanging out in the space. The trick is we got to get to the point where he likes hanging out in the space, even though I'm here too. So that's the question. And, you know, it's like, I don't want to, if he's meowing like that, I know what he wants. He wants me to leave. At some point, I'm going to have to stay, because we got to get him used to being out with me. Thank you, Minty. Oh, thank you. So, yeah, so I'm not going to force it. I love that he, I wish I had my Logitech working so that we could have gotten a better quality image on that. Sweet, sweet Grammy Boy action. But I still loved it. Okay. Yeah, Ken, I've been doing the food and the treat thing. I might do that next. He just hisses when I get close, even with food on my hand. Tiny whines. I don't think that would work for a cat. I am the Arby's guy. Don't you want to see the Arby's guy make a movie? You should go to onyxthemovie.com and pledge to my Kickstarter, because we're about a week and 3 days out. And we got to get to 500,000 by then. Do you know if I added bonus money on my existing tier, does it make me go up a tier? Okay, that's a great question. No, I think I could be wrong. Churdleys and I are discussing possibly shooting something tomorrow. Yes, after my live stream last night, I called him. We talked. Hernan, your message on IG, I don't think I did get it. Can you? Okay, I need to check my I got to check my message request folder. To be honest, I'd rather just get every message that's sent to me. I know they think they're being helpful with these apps when they say, well, you don't know this person, so we're going to funnel this to a different folder. No, just send me every message. I'll go through the messages, because what's harder than going through messages? Finding them in 3 different folders. Meat Hut Kids Meal Toy tier. Hey, Andrew, did you find the message on IG? No, I'll look it up. Yeah, what was I about to answer? Oh my gosh. Thank you, Sam. Is the finale of my movie inspired by Ernest Goes to Jail's finale? No. But at the same time, it's in my head somewhere. I didn't cognitively think about Ernest when I wrote this movie. I mean, I thought about Scared Stupid a lot, but I think about Scared Stupid a lot all the time. Meat Hut Kids Meal tier is great, but the functionality of creating that, see, everything you create, every new asset that you add to the campaign at this point, we've already locked in shipping costs. So it's going to have to fit within what we're already accounting for, which is like a box this big, a poster tube this big. So it's hard to add new things that are practical like that at this point. But I love the idea. When Nate said it, somebody said it yesterday. I know Nate said it, but what I wouldn't give. Oh, what I wouldn't give. You know what I would want? I'd want one of those chicken nugget toys that I had in the early 90s in a Halloween outfit, but it's Onyx as a chicken nugget. Gosh. Nate, can you draw that up and we can make it? Just kidding. You don't have to do any more art for me. Oh, but I would love it. Okay. So it's interesting about the Ernest thing. No, I wasn't pulling from that inspiration, but I also wondered where I got Bartok from, because that just came into my head, and it came into my head so easily. I thought, well, it must be a reference to something. And then somebody said, oh, are you talking about the bat from Anastasia? And I was like, no, I've never seen Anastasia. Didn't know the bat's name was Bartok. I think Bartok must have come from Balky Bartokamus from Perfect Strangers, but I didn't think about that when I wrote it. A lot of times I'll Google like certain types of names, but I didn't Google to come up with Bartok. I was just writing and I was like, he's my favorite Satanist of all time. His name is Bartok the Great. It just kind of came out. So, oh my gosh. You cannot extend the deadline. We are locked into April 2nd at 9 a.m. I said this earlier in the Facebook group, but here's what I'm thinking about doing, and I'm going to say it here. I said a little bit of this last night. Tomorrow night, no Twitch watch party. Instead, AMA, okay? During the AMA, I'm going to make a few announcements. I'm trying to think if I should make them now. No, I shouldn't make them now because they're going to happen during the AMA. That's all I should say right now. Sorry. AMA tomorrow night, 5 p.m. PST. And this is what the subreddit, I don't really know how this stuff works, right? But the subreddit will be this, but then I'll make a post that says, I'm the weird Satanist guy. I'm making a movie. What do you want to know? And once I make that post, it'll generate a link. And that's the link I actually then need to share out. But just know we need people to show up to this AMA because we need it to get upvoted so that it shows up and that it stays present for other people. So tomorrow, 5 p.m. AMA at that subreddit. And then I'll make a post like right at 4:50. And that's the link I'll share out. And then I'm going to make a few announcements. One is a really cool incentive for current backers. That's going to be announced. And then I'm going to announce like a pledge initiative, 5 p.m. Pacific tomorrow night. Hard to explain, and I think I should limit the reward to I'm sorry, I should limit the announcement to happening during the AMA because that's the point of the AMA, and I want to drive people there. Okay. 5 PST tomorrow, AMA, not 5:30. Back to that pledge question. If you are pledged at a certain tier, even if you put money on top of that, I don't think that bumps you to the next tier. You needed to have selected that next tier. So you can either manage your pledge and then I think manage it to that next tier, or manage it to just be extra money on top of that tier. And then I think, or you could start a second account and pledge again, pledge to the film only tier, something else. Okay, so Scott said, when I upped my pledge, it allowed me to select a higher tier reward, but it wasn't automatic. Okay. So, hey, why don't we do this for fun? Why don't we color in the thermometer some more? Because technically now, let me look at what percentage we're at. Check it out. No, not Kickstarter.com, Kicktrack.com. Let's go to Kicktrack.com, which is a terrifying but helpful website that basically tells you every step of the way whether or not you're projected to meet your goal. Currently, and this is just what the robots are saying, the robots at Kicktrack are saying we are trending toward hitting 496,953. We are trending toward only making 99% of our goal. That's what the robots are saying. I don't trust the robots personally, because you've got to factor in the human element. I mean, if we didn't learn this from iRobot, what are we doing? You've got to factor in the human element. The closer we get to the end of that goal, our average per day is going to go up. And the average is definitely going to go up in the last 3 days. This robot is predicting based on the pledge average thus far. And we all know in any Kickstarter, that gets ramped towards the end. It says we are at 77% of our goal currently. So let's fill in this thermometer. Unfortunately, the light is reflecting right where it needs to not be reflecting. So let's take this sucker to 77. I'm only at 70 right now. I haven't filled this in a few days, but that's part of the fun of this. First of all, Yes, I'm dressed like a father that didn't want to go to the PTA meeting, but then had to last minute. He was like, I thought you were going. And the mom's like, no, it's your night. And I'm like, fudge. And then I go to the PTA in my sweatpants. Okay. Let's fill this in. Here's 75, 76. Let's take it to 77, baby. You don't know how much literal joy it gives me to fill this thing in. It's such a practical representation. Oh, my Lord, of effort and of support. Oh, baby. Grammy boy, Grammy boy. Oh, let's fill it in, baby. Fill it in. Sweet, sweet, sweet red marker. Oh God, I always make like making the top a little like bumpy, like the material that's filling in this thermometer is like some kind of liquid alloy. Holy moly! Look how that looks. You can't see it. Look how good that looks. Look how close. Can you even see how close that is to the top? 400,000 tonight. That might be wishful thinking, but I'll take it. Look. Oh, baby. Can you get me there? Oh, I love it. Okay. What else can we talk about tonight that's not just me yelling about the thermometer and how much I love filling in with marker? Think like winners. You know what? I'm telling you, I said this yesterday. I'll say it again. I mean, you know, you probably know this because it's present in my comedy, but I'm somebody that has a hard time thinking positively. The weird thing is, it doesn't make me, I'm not negative like a lot of people are negative. A lot of people are negative in a way that makes them inactive or inert. My therapist would say that I need friction or negativity to be compelled to be active. So that doesn't mean I'm not negative, because just because my output is a lot, I can still be a negative person, which is kind of wild, because you'd think to pursue stuff like this, you need to be a supreme positive person. And I guess deep down I am. I wouldn't have launched this Kickstarter if I didn't think we could do it. So there is something innately positive in how I operate. But at the same time, I mean, people that know me know I have a hard time thinking like everything's going to be okay or everything's going to work out. So friction, yeah, Jupiter. So just friction. I don't know how else to explain it. Just like, I mean, you know, for instance, like, oh, you didn't want to produce my film? That's okay. I'll launch a Kickstarter, and all the people that love my content will help me create the best film of all time. But it like takes that rejection. I mean, I would create without rejection, but ooh, that rejection gets me kicking. Whoo! I mean, that rejection, it's, you know, remember in the end of Back to the Future 1, because I'm 64 years old. Remember at the end of Back to the Future, the whole time the movie's running on plutonium. The metaphor would work better if it always just ran on plutonium. But at the end, they're just like, actually, anything works now. And they just they can shove anything down there into the Cuisinart. You know what I mean? So that I am the DeLorean, and that stuff that you're shoving down into the Cuisinart is rejection and fear of failure. I mean, that's why Onyx talks that way. You know, doesn't he say fear of failure? But it makes me create. And, you know, a big truth is what I have to get better at doing is not needing that feeling, but still wanting to create. Like, what would I feel like? What would I do if I just felt like things were going good? Hey, we're going to make our goal. I almost have to wake up in a panic. We're not going to make it. I'm behind the 8 ball, $10,000 a day. God damn. Like, I almost have to wake up like that in order to do all of this. But I think there's other personality types that don't act that way. They think they're winning already. And I've been told I need to think that way. So I made a sign for myself. Isn't that cute? I even got a little creative. I did silver Sharpie and gold Sharpie outlining it. Okay. Currently, the sign is sitting over there, turned upside down. So why don't we do this? Let's hang the think like you're winning sign. Let's really put that motto to the test. I'm going to have it here. Oh man, what I was going to do is hang it on my calendar right at April 2nd. Okay, I'll do it, but that might be a little, woo! It's a pretty clear message. We got some double-sided tape with a D&D dice in there. Winning. Oh my gosh. My gosh. Do you remember the era of everybody quoting Charlie Sheen? Wow. I'm gonna hang this up. You know what it is? I'll tell you what it is, and what it kind of like triggers in me emotionally. Fudge, and I don't know why, but like, think like you're winning. It's like it makes me feel silly. But when I explain that to people, they're like, "Well, why would it be silly to think this way?" And then I think, because if I don't succeed, everybody will know I had this stupid sign and believed for a second that I could just win through positive thinking. And then my therapist would say, "Who's judging you like that?" And I'm like, "Huh?" And she's like, "Who are you imagining is watching you right now that's going to judge you for trying and failing?" And I literally had to close my eyes and picture who it is that's judging me. And I don't know who it is. You know, it's almost like a shadow figure in my memory. It might be me. I mean, the reveal would be that I have this thing where I'm picturing being judged all the time, and it's this shadow figure. And then at the end of season 3 of this show, that shadow figure emerges, and it was me all along judging myself. Whoa, Nate, you're right. It is. It is me. But which me is it? You know, is it the me from 5th grade? Is it me from the future that's like, you didn't get there, you didn't get there. Get where? I don't know, wherever you wanted to go, you didn't get there. But if I'm always trying to get somewhere, then I'll never get there. I don't know about that, my dude. Bye. Pew. And that brings us to Disney Pixar's Soul, which was a very important movie to me. And okay, you know what? I'm putting it right on top of April 2nd. Oh my gosh. Right on top of April 2nd. Think like you're winning. Think like you're winning. Shadow person won't judge you. Or I guess, you know, shadow person could judge, but who cares? Is that supposed to be the lesson? It's me with a corporate job in the shadows. The real shadow zone was the negativity we had along the way. Yeah, that's true. Let me see if I can spin this. All right, there it is. Think like you're winning. It's on my advent calendar, my production calendar. It's up. I'm not hiding it anymore. I'm not flipping it over. I'm going to think like I'm winning. I know he's going to think like he's winning. Onyxthemovie.com. Ooh, that's a cool angle to actually get the lamp in there. You know what would make this angle better? If it was shot with my Logitech Brio instead of my crappy MacBook Pro. Thank you. Well, not joking. My therapist reminds me, not every creator or YouTuber or writer director would have this kind of support. You know, she's trying to get me to a place where I'm understanding and appreciating letting the good in. And she always says letting the round in. And I don't know where that came from, but for her, for the purposes of our discussions, round is good and square is bad. And I have a tendency to make things square. So I take this round thing and I'm like, oh, this is good. All these people supporting me on Kickstarter, but not enough support. And I'll never make the movie as good as they want. Actually, I don't have that fear. I realized that as I was doing that bit. I don't have the fear. I don't have the imposter syndrome thing of worrying I'm not going to deliver. I think that's where my positivity does come in. I really feel like I'm going to deliver. I've never had that question. When I've gotten any opportunity or any job, it's always been because of the work that came previously. And so I always feel prepared. And this is an exact example of that. But what I do make square would be, here's an example. Okay, this is a little dark. What I do make square is the idea of having to do a Kickstarter at all. Why am I not more successful? Why am I not having a studio ask me to make a movie? That's how I make this situation square. And I know that's a bummer, but I have to remind myself, we're all on different paths. We're all different people. I want to make this Onyx film, and I want to make it unfettered. You know, I want to make it my way. The Kickstarter is actually a beautiful thing. It's actually the round thing, because it's not me being desperate and begging for money. It's me asking everyone that would care and could care to collaborate. And that's been hard for me to understand. And there's been a couple times where I've gotten into that mental place where I'm like, well, but if I was more successful, I wouldn't have to do this. I wouldn't have to make 5 videos a day and think of how to go viral again and ask people to come to my live streams. And I'm a failure. I'm just doing this because I'm a failure. And my therapist would say, stop. She's gotten to the point, I'll be real honest. She's gotten to the point where she's like, I'm not going to let you do this because you've learned too much. I have learned so much through therapy that I know when I'm trying to make something square or when I'm trying to pour vinegar on something. Did y'all know we were going to talk about therapy tonight? And she doesn't want me to do that anymore because I've learned how to think differently and respect the good that's coming to me. So we're getting there. But this Kickstarter is a round thing. And if I'm being honest, this whole journey of the last 35 days has been primarily round and good. People are showing up to support me. They're excited about not only the rewards, but the involvement in creating something with somebody whose art they've enjoyed. This is a good thing. And so I refuse to sit down here and pour vinegar on shit. I don't know what hand motion that is, and take round things and make them square. This is a good thing. I'm going to think like I'm winning. I can't even twist my laptop around right. I am a failure. Just kidding. And I'm going to enjoy the last 10 days that we have, you know? Anyway, thank you. I am round. I might be a little too round right now. Oh, so we weren't talking about therapy, but that's where we wound up going. Where we need to go is onyxthemovie.com. 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 We have 10 days left. 10 days left. Oh my gosh. 9 days left. Zoinks. 9 days left. We've got a lot of great things planned, not only for the rest of this week, but for the final week. Please. Oh, this is a good question, actually. Bea Beauchamp. Is there any concern that 2 hours of the Onyx we know on the YouTube might be a bit much? I love the character, but in the current form, it worries me. I don't think you have to worry about that. And here's why. First of all, what does stress give me? Let go of the negative. Oh, yeah, no, I agree. Let go. I am learning to let go of the negative. So, and right, the Kickstarter is proving that people want it. Right, totally. Yeah, so will 2 hours of this character be too much? No, but I was very cognizant to calibrate it so that it wouldn't be too much. And here's what I think should be talked about. The Onyx that you see on Friday Faves, like, that's not going to be the Onyx in this movie. It's 9 days left. If half of the backers pledged 25 more, we'd meet the goal. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. That's true. I know. Ooh, I edit in Premiere. Almost bonked my eyeball with the talking cane. Okay. Friday Faves Onyx is not going to be in this movie. I filmed Friday Faves at midnight down here with no script, and it's all raw energy. And it's all improv. So it's just like, oh, top 3 demons that I want to fuck me. I mean, that's not going to be the energy in the movie. And it's a more grounded, real world shadow zone kind of Onyx. And he is couched with a full ensemble. And that is the really important distinction. It's not like Pee-wee and Ernest in the sense that, or even like Austin Powers, where he's like the driving little stinker or kind of like the driving chaos, and they're just in his world. It's really like Onyx is in Bartok's world. So that I think is an important distinction. Do I wish I went for 400 instead of 500? No. Why, Ty? because I'm thinking like I'm winning, and we're gonna get to 500. So why would I have set it for 400? Oh, but I think having concern about the character's energy being too much over the course of 2 hours is a great question, and it is something that I should be cognizant of and have been. I think from the script reading, I actually got messages from some of the other actors, and that said, like, don't cut anything with Onyx. They were like, you could cut here, you could cut here, you could cut here. Don't cut anything with Onyx because all of the Onyx stuff works because you've been honing the voice for so long. Okay, will there be other characters of yours? No, but I'm not gonna lie. I would love to do a sequel to this movie. Maybe the sequel doesn't go full Nutty Professor, but maybe the Onyx movie number 3 does. I mean, I want to go full multiplicity. But you got to have a lot of moxie if you're gonna try to pull a multiplice out. And so maybe movie number 3, you hit that multiplice. But I'd love that, right? And then you could have, I always thought it would be funny if Onyx had an alter ego, or rather like a cousin that was named Opal. And he looked like one of the people in the Matrix, one of the twins in the Matrix that had dreads. I'm not saying I would have Opal look exactly like the twins from the Matrix. I'm just saying that's what came to mind. Master of Disguise, Dana Carvey. Yeah, that might be a good. I was just watching, like, I don't know. It's just interesting. I'm listening to this book, Wild and Crazy Guys, and it's all about the SNL boom, you know, of Chevy Chase and Bill Murray and all of them coming out of there. And obviously Eddie Murphy. And it's really interesting to learn about how they learned about what worked with their personalities on screen and what didn't. And right now, I'm at the part where Steve Martin has had flop after flop theatrically and cinematically. And it's so funny because even though I am nowhere near the level of success and exposure Steve Martin was, even at my age, like when he was my age, he was already very much a household name. But yeah, bud, he just did a meow that wasn't a howl. He just kind of meowed like, chill. But it is interesting that he got to a point early in his film career where he thought, well, I guess I don't work as a movie star. And Robin Williams got there too. And Chevy Chase's first films were bombs as well. And he turned down Animal House, etc. But then they figured it out. They calibrated. And what was key for Chevy Chase was actually to not be the full-on a-hole. He needed to make himself softer, and that didn't happen until Clark Griswold. That because he was made a dad. So there was something kind of twisting the asshole persona into something more digestible. For Bill Murray, obviously, it was arguably Caddyshack and Stripes, but like Caddyshack was him figuring out, he's the one that said, I think I should be like a running gag throughout the whole film with heightening comedic sketch beats. And so they did that. Steve Martin, where I am in the book, still hasn't had, he had the jerk, and that was like, okay, let's do more of that. And then he didn't. He did all of these other random movies, and he can't figure out how to make it work. Where the Buffalo Roam, I just listened to the part about Where the Buffalo Roam, and that, like, it was just a huge misfire for Bill. I think CBD helps with anxiety. I take my CBD oil every night. Okay, but my point was, I think I know how Onyx works now. And I think I know what the rhythm of a movie is that will best present Onyx without overdosing on Onyx, and best present ensemble characters without overshadowing Onyx. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't even know why I was talking about that. This book is so good. I mean, it's so good. I love Where the Buffalo Roam. I'm just talking about box office success. My favorite comedy. All right, I'm going to say something really messed up, okay? All right. Okay. The comedy that I watch over and over again is Dirty Work with Norm Macdonald. I'm sorry. I know it's not a classic. But I love it. I love it. It makes me LOL so much. Oh yeah, the Travis Knight illustration as a print. That's a great idea. So dirty work. I love watching dirty work. And I really like something I watched while I was writing the Onyx movie is the original Abbott and Costello horror comedies. And I hadn't seen those since film school. And I loved those. I loved those movies. They were making me LOL. And these movies are old, but I sat down and watched Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein from 1948. And it sounded, I was like, ha, 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 laughing so much. Okay. This has been wonderful. Oh, wow. That's funny. Release a tear where you sing as Onyx. Okay. OnyxTheMovie.com. We got to 390, right? We got to 390. That means I get to relax tonight. Thank you. That means maybe Grammy Boy and I will, hang out and watch some Poltergeist is what's on my TV VCR right now. Tomorrow night, 5 p.m., we're doing the AMA, and we're going to announce a couple of initiatives to really push us into a good spot this weekend. So I know plushie's a great idea, but just the production and shipping of that, that's the thing. We're winning. You can even see it. Sometimes I'll say stuff to my therapist and I'll be like, oh yeah, I felt good about that. And then she's like, I don't believe you. And I'm like, why? She can see my eyes darting around. I am thinking like I'm winning, but I'm just going to have to say that a lot before I really, really believe it. Okay. Okay. I'm backing this at the $85 tier. Thank you. Oh yeah. CBD Source Podcast. Sure. What's my favorite book on creativity and writing? I don't read many books on creativity and writing. I listen to a lot of books on tape that are biographies. Robin Williams, interesting story that I had almost told is that the book I'm reading right now is called Wild and Crazy Guys. The Robin Williams biography, they talk about how when he did Good Morning Vietnam, because he had bomb after bomb when it came to feature films. And then he did Good Morning Vietnam. This is what I love. I loved this story. Nobody understood how to edit Robin Williams. That was the thing. They didn't think about the edit. So he'd be in movies and he was either a live wire that was unmanageable and his energy couldn't be shaped to fit a narrative, or he played down so low energy that he wasn't Robin Williams. Barry Levinson was the bad boy that said, why don't we cover it this way? We're going to have multiple cameras on him. We're going to make sure we have reaction shots that are devoid of his continuity. And he covered Robin Williams in a way that gave him more room in the edit to shape the comedic energy that was there. And it blew Robin Williams' mind. Robin Williams was like, I've never seen a filmmaker take what I do and actually craft it to like a digestible rhythm that works at that kind of electric level throughout. Now, I'm not saying comparing that to Onyx and the Talisman of Souls, but that is something I always think about when it comes to covering comedy. You've got to give yourself coverage that will allow the timing not to be found in the edit, but to be refined in the edit. Because you can get the timing in the room, right? But the thing is, even if you felt the timing in the room, it might not actually be in the raw footage. You might have felt it. It was close, but it's really the edit that gets it to that point where it's like, crack, 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 crack. And with these Onyx things, man, it's all about timing. Okay, I'm so sorry for going on and on and on and on and on. OnyxTheMovie.com. I'm going to exit the garage for a while in case Grammy Boy wants to come out and chill. Is the Onyx movie a comedy? Yeah, a little bit. My favorite thing with Bruce Campbell, Evil Dead 2. Bottom line, Evil Dead 2. Evil Dead 2. Evil Dead 2. Okay, AMA tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Pacific. Thank you so much. Think like you're winning. Let's get to 500,000. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you.